Hello guys, and welcome to another video of my YouTube channel, Interwar. In this episode, I will talk about the history of a unit of German origin who served the British Army in almost every campaign in the Napoleonic Wars. And no, it's not the Hessians or Brunswickers. This is the story of the King's German Legion. The story of the King's German Legion begins after the invasion and occupation of Hanover in 1803 by Napoleon's forces. The electorate of Hanover was in a personal union with the United Kingdom after Georg Ludwig of the House of Hanover inherited the British throne in 1714, and therefore sided with the United Kingdom during the French Revolutionary and early Napoleonic Wars until its occupation. Previously, German troops under British service mainly consisted of the Hessians. Mercenaries from mainly the German states of Hesse-Kassel and Hesse-Hanau were available during the 1700s, just like the Swiss, and most of the time were employed into the service of the British Army, famously taking part in multiple battles during the American Revolution, such as Trenton and Germantown. After the Convention of Arlenburg, the electorate was dissolved, along with, crucially, its army, with many Hanoverian officers being let off and fleeing the French occupation to the United Kingdom due to its personal union status and to vow revenge against the French occupiers. At the same time, Major Colin Halkett and Colonel Johann Friedrich von der Decken were issued orders to raise a corps of light infantry to be named the King's German Regiment in service of the United Kingdom from the Hanoverian exiles. Later, von der Decken's infantry and Halkett's artillery were merged into the now renamed King's German Legion, with Hanoverian expatriates filling their ranks. The line infantry wore the same red uniforms of the rest of the British Army, whilst the cavalry wore unique blue uniforms and the light infantry green. The KGL itself wasn't a singular unit like the Ducal Corps, more of a collection of regiments that served in different campaigns. The KGL were first put in action in the expedition to Hanover in an attempt to liberate them from the French, with the expedition under the command of General William Cathcart, 1st Earl Cathcart, and supported by Russian and Swedish troops. However, it ended in failure after most of his troops who were supposed to arrive from the UK were lost at sea. Later, KGL units participated in multiple campaigns, from the Franco-Swedish War, the failed expedition in Walcheren, the Second Battle of Copenhagen, and later in the Peninsular War under Sir John Moore's expedition. They also served in the later halves of the Napoleonic Wars, such as in the Peninsular Campaign in Spain, the campaign in Sicily, and northern Germany. During their time in Spain, now under the command of the Duke of Wellington, units of the KGL distinguished themselves in multiple battles spanning the entire campaign. In the Battle of Garcia Hernandez, units of the KGL Dragoons under Major General Eberhard von Bock even managed to complete a feat never heard of at the time, breaking 3 French square formations utilizing cavalry only in a few minutes. At Waterloo, units of the 2nd Light, along with contingents of the 1st Light and 5th Line battalions, were positioned in the farm of La Haye-Sainte under the command of Lieutenant Colonel Jörg Baring, along with support from the Half Nassau Regiment under Bernhard of Saxe-Weimar-Eisenach and the 95th Rifles, facing almost constant French assault from Ney's army and the Grand Battery. They held off the French advance for 6 hours until they finally had to retreat from a lack of ammunition and immense French pressure, causing Napoleon's army to be delayed and for Blucher's army to eventually reach Wellington at the final Battle of Waterloo. After Waterloo, the KGL were disbanded, replaced with a standing army of the newly founded Kingdom of Hanover, even though the re-establishment of the Hanoverian army in 1814 therefore caused there to be 2 Hanoverian armies at Waterloo. Some officers and troops of the KGL transferred to the Hanoverian army, whilst others went into retirement or joined other armies. The King's German Legion, in all, were those who wished to see their land liberated from the occupation of the invaders, and served in the same discipline and bravery as any other regular unit would do, earning battle scars and serving until their homeland was secure. Thank you.